tarot reading is going to be a location tarot reading on the particular state of Tennessee. And I really just want to tap into the energy surrounding the whole entire state of Tennessee. Because strangely, there have been a lot of missing people cases coming out of the state of Tennessee. But not only are people going missing, but these cases are gaining like national and international attention specifically. So, the ones that I'm currently referring to obviously are Riley Strain, who went missing out of Nashville, Tennessee. Sebastian Rogers, who is an active Amber Alert case, a missing 15-year-old boy out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. And of course, Summer Wells, who is a little girl who went missing years ago and who is still missing today out of Rogersville, Tennessee. So these particular cases have gained a lot of, like I said, national and international attention. But at the same time, I feel like the investigation isn't really being done like to the best that it could be done. You know what I mean? So the reason I wanted to do a tarot reading on Tennessee is because I've been telling my husband that I just feel like something strange is happening in Tennessee. Now, this is probably spiritual or like under the surface. So what the vibe that I'm picking up is it's possible that a lot of these missing people out of Tennessee and people who come up dead and all of this, it could have something to do with like a ritualistic, almost spiritual component to it. So I just wanted to tap into the tarot and oracle cards today to find out what is really going on in Tennessee. So I'm just going to start by trying to get about 3 to 5 cards to get us going on what's really happening in Tennessee. That's too many. Let's go over here. There's the first 3, which, oh, now we got 2 more, so 5. Okay. We got demonic possession and bloodline. And we also got secret society. Those were the first 3 that came out. Okay. And then those last 2 that just came out at the very end were underground and communication. So there's definitely a secret society or group of people that are kind of like communicating under the surface, below the surface. And there could also honestly be something going on underground, like literally either in tunnels or underground bunkers. I was always very suspicious about something going on underground with Summer Wells. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be actually underground, like under the surface of the ground, but more like underground being like something that is hidden from the public view, from the public's communication, right? So this underground communication is like a network of people who communicate in secret with one another. I'm going to go ahead and pull 3 cards regarding this secret society. And we also got demonic possession and bloodline, because it's like these people keep it, the bloodline card, they keep it very specific who they share this information with, similar to a secret society. And it could have a lot to do with maybe even family ties. But then we got the demonic possession, because this secret society is really satanic. So I'm going to shuffle these 3 times. And then I'm going to cut the deck and draw a card. 3 cards. Yeah, I do feel like with the Fool card being the main card that came up, there's definitely this sense of doing what I want, acting naive about everything, and just carrying on, right? And we have Tower reversed with the Five of Wands. That is also reversed. I do feel like this secret society or the secret group of people or whatever this might be, there's definitely something spiritual going on with the demonic possession card being one of the first three that came up. But generally speaking, they spend a lot of time and energy trying to avoid catastrophe, trying to avoid people basically seeing what is going on, because that could cause the whole thing to come tumbling down, right? So they have this sense of being naive to the outside world, simply to avoid their whole tower tumbling down and to avoid the obvious dissent from the people if they knew what was really going on. So it's always going to be the sense of being naive, the sense of you're naive if you think something weird and underground and demonic is happening. All right, let's keep going. What's going on in Tennessee? Okay, we got military and wooded area. There is so much there's so much hidden land in Tennessee because they have mountains and all of that, more dangerous terrain, very heavily wooded areas in the middle of nowhere, very remote. And then that came with the military card. So that tells me there could definitely be some kind of secret base or group who is within those wooded areas of Tennessee. We also got fire and frozen and intuition. So with those two, okay, I feel like when you're hot on it, it's like they're trying to freeze it. Does that sound weird? Okay, so the intuition with the hot or the fire and frozen card, I do feel like when you're, it's that naive energy again from the Fool card with the Tower reversed and the Five of Wands reversed. The energy I'm picking up is basically when you are on point, when you're hot, when it comes to your intuition of what's really going on under the surface, behind the scenes. The frozen, it's like the first thing they do is use that against you. Like, you must be crazy if you think something's going on in Tennessee, right? I feel like they just put out that fire of intuition with that sense of you must be crazy if that's really what you think is going on. It's that whole idea that I was just explaining through the Rider-Waite deck. Let's go ahead and see what else. That was the humanoid card. We also got blackmail and antichrist. You guys, that's funny because the humanoid, this is like as antichrist as you can get, right? Because making a robot look human is literally removing that spark, that intuitive spark that lives within inside each and every one of us. So anything that is antichrist is very much aligned with that demonic possession, the secret society and bloodline card. I feel like these people, whoever these people are, likely in the wooded areas of Tennessee and likely underground, these people are trying to create almost like they're trying to pervert anything good, right? It's almost like a ritual. It's a sacrifice of the human spirit. We also got blackmail. The blackmail card. We got Evil Corporation, and we got God with Breakup. So I do feel like there's definitely a group of people represented by the corporation who have broken away from God, literally become Antichrist. Literally with this humanoid card and the Antichrist, I just feel like even if, I don't think anyone's a robot, so to speak. What I think is that they've become like military people for these Antichrist Satanists who are demonically possessed. Literally, you guys, I'm asking about the spiritual aspect of what's going on here. And with that, I've gotten the Antichrist, the demonic possession, evil corporation, intuition, and God all in the same reading already. So I'm definitely getting that spiritual aspect is to make people almost programmed to their way of being. And part of doing that is to keep us, the blackmail really is keeping us distracted. That's one thing. Because if we're distracted, then we can't see what they are doing. And we're not listening to our intuition when we know something isn't right. So with Evil Corporation, God, and the Breakup card together, I just feel like there's definitely a group of people that have broken away from the Christ consciousness and are now working in the Antichrist. We got the Hotel Motel card. What else goes with that one? Okay, that was too many, you guys. Okay, tell us more about the Hotel Motel card. Corrupt politician. Okay, yeah. We got corrupt politician. Money. Okay. Regret an incoming message. Here's the thing. I feel like even if you want to go back on the choice to break away from what is good, you know, because that regret card, I think some of these people, even if they regret what they're doing or what's going on, they're so caught up in what's taking place with that incoming message card. Actually, take that back. Because we got corrupt politician, money, regret, and incoming message. I do feel like they are going to be exposed. This was to explain the Hotel Motel card, remember? So after the Hotel Motel, we got corrupt politician and money. And then we got regret and incoming message. I feel like even though they've been blackmailing and using all of these dark underground tactics, I do feel like the regretful things they've done will catch up to them eventually based on people's messages. Literally. Something's going to take place. Something is going to come out about these corrupt politicians or people, the evil corporation or secret society. Okay. Now, they don't necessarily even have to be from Tennessee because we got the hotel and motel. So I think what's happening is we need to see who's been visiting Tennessee, right? Who has been visiting Tennessee? And were they visiting Tennessee at the time of these disappearances? Interesting. What is the incoming message? Man-made disaster, law enforcement, and look at that. All right. So the incoming message is literally going to be that I feel like in some way the corrupt politicians could be actual law enforcement in a lot of cases throughout the state of Tennessee. And it could definitely have to do with those, oops, I'm holding it wrong. That could definitely have to do with like those rings of people, if you know what I mean, who go around to different places and they trade money for people, you know, people who are programmed to think a certain way and do a certain thing, programmed to be very much like this. A lot of that is taking place here, okay? And I also feel like the regret's going to come out only after the message is made public, if you know what I mean. All right. Is there any other messages for what's going on here? Okay, so first I dropped these three. We got polar shift, weird science, and all these fell. Hold on. Look, and then we got gaslighting, terrorism, and environmental hazard. Okay. So, okay, I do feel like with the weird science card and the gaslighting card with that polar shift, as well as environmental hazard and terrorism, okay? What I see here is that this is about more than just like this, but it's about lies and deception on a very massive level. This is about a massive level of gaslighting, and that could really be chalked up as terrorism. And I have a feeling that in some way, Tennessee is kind of like in the middle of this. And it could have to do with, like I said, the terrain there is very wooded, secluded. It's very, very much in the middle of nowhere. Many places of Tennessee are just the middle of nowhere. It's a good place, I guess, if you want to be underground about things, if you want to be in secret. All right. Is there anything else we need to know? I also feel like these missing people that become national and international news, it could be a form of communication, a form of underground communication. How weird is that? It's like they are talking to us right in front of us using code words or something. Okay. What else do we need to know about Tennessee? What's going on in Tennessee? Ooh. That one says strangulation. Oops. All right, let's take a look at these ones. First two were strangulation and firearm. These are different types of ways that someone could be taken out, right? And then we got top secret and crossroad. There's definitely like a lot of secret decisions being made. I also feel like with the, like I said, all of this endless like open space in many parts of Tennessee, it makes it very easy to keep these things very secretive in general. Okay, then we also got intoxication and giant. I feel like another big problem is intoxication in not only Tennessee, but probably everywhere. A huge part of keeping people in the dark, in these secrets, in the gaslighting, in the underground communication, a big part of it is just keeping us distracted through intoxication, right? And Nashville almost glorifies it. Many of us know what Nashville is known for. It's known for the big parties, right? I've been there once. And when I went to Nashville with my husband, we stayed for a night. We stayed in downtown Nashville, and we would walk over to where the parties are taking place. And everywhere, the homeless people were passed out, completely out of their minds on substances, completely 100% passed out for hours on end, laying all over the street. These people have completely lost themselves to the intoxication. So much so that they don't even need a bed. They just lay on the hard concrete sidewalks in the middle of a very busy city. And it seems like nobody seems to care that they're laying there. They just walk around them, you know? It's actually really weird because the level of intoxication in the city of Nashville makes it easy to ignore them. Do you know what I mean? That's weird. Definitely something to do with intoxication, and Nashville definitely glorifies intoxication. That was too many, y'all. All right. I think that we're pretty much, we got at least the tip of the iceberg here when it comes to the spiritual problem in Tennessee. I think that there's definitely top secret stuff going on. We got top secret, underground, and communication. We got gaslighting, weird science, and polar shift. I feel like with all of these different things coming out that have nothing to do with like the intoxication, the nasty stuff going on, the trafficking, the blackmail, the turning people into programmed robots. I think all of this is simply being covered up. There's definitely a secret going on, right? I think that in general, I don't know why I think in general what they want is mass demonic possession, however weird that seems. Because with that polar shift and weird science, I get this sense that they want mass demonic possession for some reason. Secret. Secret and royalty. Okay? Royalty, not necessarily kings and queens, right? But people who are what we might consider elite. This is a secret of the elite. The corrupt politicians. The Secret Society, we got that card as well. The Evil Corporation, right? All of these things, even though we don't have an actual like name or a face, a particular name or face to place on it, but it definitely has a lot to do with a group of people who find themselves above the rest, right? All right, let me go ahead and I'm going to shuffle these one last time and see if there's any final messages to add to this before we go. Is there anything else? Excuse me. We got Truth Comes Out. Truth comes out. He's like crossing his hands, like doing the Scout's honor, and then crossing his fingers behind his back. Anytime the truth is coming out about something, like for instance, Riley Strain. Oh, the truth came out. It was an accident. He fell in the river on his own. But his boxers were still on, and the river removed his boots and his jeans, but not his boxers. Oh, and by the way, there's no water in his lungs. But I swear it was an accident. Okay? That's the energy I'm getting. And then spouse partner with counterfeit. That's weird. But there's definitely a commitment. I'm finding this as a commitment to lying. Because spouse partner with the counterfeit card. And this is all with the truth comes out. So these three came out together. This is definitely a commitment, like a spouse partner, to lying. Because spouse partner with commitment, and then this. So these people, even when we think the truth is coming out about something, it is not the truth. They're saying Scout's honor with one hand while they cross their fingers behind their back. They have a commitment to lying, to counterfeit, to falsities. Okay? There's a huge commitment to falsity here. All right, let's see. I'm going to do the Deviant Moon Tarot real quick, just to pull 3 more cards to end this reading regarding what's going on, spiritually speaking, in the state of Tennessee. I think this is the deck I want. All right. King of Swords. That's reversed. The Devil. Go figure. We have enough Antichrist, demonic, devilish energy coming up. And the Knight of Swords. Yeah, okay. So look, here's the first one. The main energy was the King of Swords. This actually came out as a reversed card. So when I'm looking at that, I see this little image, or this character down here. It's a little creepy looking, and it's like half black and half brown, like holding the earth, right? And it's reversed. I feel like with this card being reversed, the King of Swords is definitely, again, that feeling of creating a sense of confusion, because the King of Swords upright should be about having a very clear mental image of something and being able to clearly express that. But with the King of Swords being reversed, it's just telling me that it's more about confusion rather than clarity, right? And then we have the Knight of Swords with the Devil. And I feel like the chaos and confusion is to usher in these devilish, more devilish thoughts. Like I said, they're trying to confuse us, and they're trying to get us all demonically possessed in some weird-ass way. That's the vibe I'm getting about Tennessee. Maybe it's about more than just Tennessee, but for some reason I'm focusing on Tennessee right now based on a lot of the news that has been coming out of Tennessee. And the fact that I've been to Tennessee, and I don't know. Again, I also feel like a lot of, when Riley Strain was still missing, I feel like a lot of news people were trying to defend all this homelessness in Nashville and all of that. And I do feel like that was like weird. It was kind of antichrist to be defending these people who I actually witnessed in Nashville, who were not good people that the news is claiming that they are. You know, these people rob people, they do drugs in the open and pass out all over the sidewalks, all over the parks, along the river. These people are keeping their areas unsanitary and full of trash. So I don't know why there is such a defense of that, but I can't help but to think it's because they want us all. Oh, right as I was talking about that, we got terrorism and environmental hazard. I feel like part of their terrorism, the corrupt politicians and shit, I feel like part of their terrorism is literally creating this environment through gaslighting, right? Creating this environment through gaslighting that is literally a disaster, okay? But they're calling it good. And what does the Bible say about that? The Bible says that in the end times, they will call good evil and evil good. And I just feel like something is taking place right now where this is like a mass scale intoxication of the masses and literal some form of demonic possession or a form of getting people to focus on the Antichrist, the lower self, rather than the Christ consciousness, the higher self. It's a breaking up of God, breaking up with God, if you know what I mean, okay? Don't listen to them. All right, you guys. Well, I think I'm going to stop this reading now. I think I've said enough. Be sure to put your comments down below. What do you think is really going on in Tennessee? And let me know, what were your impressions as we went through all of these cards that came out in this reading? I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about it as well. Thank you guys so much for being here and spending your time with me. I love you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.